Hi, welcome to the RKKR Horror Book Club, where we read one horror book a month and then come on here and talk about it like our opinions matter. My name is Caitlin. That is Rob. I couldn't think of a joke for his name because they all felt too corny.
Oh, welcome to Clown in a Cornfield. There's a clown sitting in a chair right there. Before we even get started, though, I'd like to just bring up that the whole purpose of this show is that we read a book and we don't discuss it at all. Like, we just check in with each other throughout the month, just like, hey, how are things going? Have you gotten very far into the book? What we don't do, and I shouldn't say we, because I don't do this, but someone else in this group does, and it's not me, asks me what I think about the book so far. And that's just sacrilege.
To be fair, I was having a really hard time starting this book, and I really needed someone to be like, it gets better, finish it.
Yeah.
This was the hardest book for me to
Oh,
read.
man.
But
Okay,
we
well,
should talk about what the book is.
okay. I'm going to try my best here.
Yeah.
Because this book, first, okay, here's my best shot after listening to this book. This is a story about a small town with troubled youth. And the mayor tells everyone, no more dancing, especially in cornfields. And they go against him and they start dancing in cornfields. And then they get murdered by clowns.
Yeah. This was this was footloose. Like, it's just so not my style of book
No.
at all. It was very hard, probably, and I feel so bad because I'm like, this is our 12th episode. This is probably the worst book for me. It's not like the author Adam Caesar. Caesar? Caesar? I don't know how to pronounce
Caesar,
it. I'm really
yeah.
sorry. Like, he's not a bad writer. The story was flat. The fact that it was like this just centered around the main character, Quinn, who lost her mom, who had to move to the small town with her dad. He's a doctor, and she's there for a day and then goes to this party. And it just turns out that the whole story is that the adults hate these kids and
Yeah.
want to murder them all.
Yeah.
And so, the story was flat. For how long the book was, characters were flat. The concepts didn't make any sense. Like, I remember reading it being like, okay, so all the adults are going to kill all the kids. And that's exactly what happened. And I was like, why? Because they set off some fireworks. Like, these weren't even bad kids. Oh, they talked back to a teacher. Like, it was
Yeah.
so silly. And and then where they could have had character growth. So like when Rust, like there's this point where all these kids are in this barn and Rust has to sacrifice himself and blow up the barn.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't hear anything. So I remember thinking, well, like that could have been a really awesome moment for character building. Like, what was he thinking? Why would this character sacrifice himself for kids that he seemed to hate? Which then made me think, movie rules, right? If you don't see it happen, it didn't happen.
That's
So
right.
then I was like, oh, Rust is going to come back and save everyone. The only thing that did shock me is that Rust and Cole loved each other. And
I loved that.
I loved it too. I was like, this is my
Yeah.
favorite part.
I love that there was like no alluding to this romantic relationship between them at all. They were just like bros that like, hey man, we're just not friends anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Because you tried to kiss me that one time, it got weird. But like they like clearly didn't know how to like deal with their emotions and
Yeah.
whatnot. But yeah, I think you nailed that review. I there's not much to it that I would change about that. It was the crowd goes mild It was
Yeah.
it just wasn't. I thought it was going to be like a slasher, and we're trying to figure out who's doing it. But
Mhm.
then when it's like quickly revealed that it's the townsfolk, like, and then it literally is just they just hate the kids. There's no like we need to do this for some sort of like sacrificial reason, or if we don't do this, uh, the gods come out and destroy us, like the cabin in the woods. Like there was just it was like you're just jerks, like straight up, you're just assholes. That's the only reason
Yeah.
why you hate these kids. Like the whole time, I'm like, this is just so silly and reaching. It's really trying to reach for a reason to have this conflict, and there just was no reason for. I would have if this was a monster flick. There's like a haunted clown aspect to it, sure,
Mhm.
but having a bunch of townspeople just pissed off and grumpy, like who cares? Who really
Yeah.
cares? Like
Yeah.
I just yeah, I don't know. It was meh.
What were they even thinking? What was the plan? You seriously thought you could murder, what, like 80 children and get
Yeah,
away with it? And then even the stuff with, like, Cole's dad, like, I don't care. Oh, man, I had a really hard time, dude. This was the hardest book it was maybe for me honestly, I wouldn't even say, like, a teenager because the idea of a mass shooting in a barn full of children, I wouldn't want a teenager reading that either, especially, like, in the States where it's like that's
yeah.
just kind of, like, normal here, so I don't understand what this story was.
Well, they even like kind of reference that too, like about like having like school shooting drills and everything, right? Like they
Yeah.
even made mention of it. There was a couple like mentions of like wokeness and like anti wokeness, and like it's very modern. It's a very modern story, and maybe the movie will be better. Maybe it just would show up on screen a lot better with the chaos and everything. Uh, versus like reading it, you're kind of like like if it was I don't know who's doing what type scenario. If there's mystery involved to it, sure, but the mystery was just not even really there to keep you wanting to keep reading. I guess like you were just
Yeah,
like, oh, okay, that's shocking, and oh, okay, it's like these people doing it, and then you're like what's the reason behind all of this, and you hear like why would I read the second book? I'm at that point. Why am I gonna read the second book, or like I think there's like three of these
yeah,
friggin'
there's
things.
3 that was
Yeah,
my other thing I wanted to talk about, is, like, okay, I hate comparing this to, like, our favorite author ever, David Sodergren, but, like, Maggie's Grave, okay? You had an entire town who wanted to sacrifice a baby and a girl, and we were like, "That made sense in the story." Like, I wasn't, like, upset about that in the story because it made sense, it was clever, it was creative for this demon thing that was coming back, and then it was like, for this, it's like, because they're, like, sassy to you, are you guys for real? Like, I just didn't.
they went after the doctor. Like, what the hell did the doctor he's brand new to that place. Like, what, like, and they're just like, hey, doc, you're gonna do like fix up like our injured people. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was real oh, that's what I was going to say, is that this is getting a movie. So someone read this and was like, "This needs to be a movie." But Maggie's Grave, where it's, like, literally the one of the best reads we've ever done.
I would say it is the best read that we've done. I would say
Yeah, and it's like, that doesn't have a movie. I would way this it makes no sense to me that somebody read this and was like, "This is it, boys."
because there's three of the
Anyway,
books. There's a chance to make a series out of it, right? Like keep it
and then
going.
I think that this book is very popular for, the YA crowd.
Yeah, because it's
So I mean, like,
gory.
good.
Like I get it. Like I get why some people would like it. Again, this is just our opinions, and our opinions don't matter. But
Yeah.
for us, we're on the same page. It just doesn't. For everything that we've seen, what's the original aspect of this? What is it? Like you've not told me anything that isn't just like, okay, like a pissed off townsfolk. That's why I referenced Footloose.
Yeah.
Like we've seen this before. We saw it like 39 years ago. Like everybody, it's already been done. What's the difference between that and this? Nothing. There's nothing there. Like you couldn't even make it like you they tried to borrow different ideas. We're gonna have a masked killers, multiple masked killers, but then you just throw them all out there at the same time. It wasn't even
Mhm.
like, we weren't sitting here going, is this a Jason Voorhees able to move from spot to spot to spot? And you're like, holy shit, how did he do that? Like this is
Mhm.
a terrifying creature. Like it was given all away immediately, multiple people doing it, and then it's just like automatically we know that they're just shitty people in this town.
Yeah.
Boring.
And on top of that, while all these innocent kids are getting murdered, I don't care for any of them. Like,
No.
I didn't care about Quinn. I don't know anything. Her story didn't matter. I didn't care about Cole. Um, I didn't care about Janet. I didn't care about Ronnie. I didn't care about Matt. I literally did not care about any character in this because it was so flat and surface level information. Except I liked the dad, and I was really bummed when the dad was attacked and like forced to help that waitress.
Well,
And I don't even know why I cared about that guy. Like why? Why would I even care about?
because he's the real victim of all this. I think the dad character, I should say this, the narrator who did the voice for this, her name is Jessie Sarah Valinsky. She has narrated a ton of books, but the way she did her dad was just like I can't even do it. But like that's what I heard. So when you're talking about her dad being like, I feel sympathetic for him, I was kind of like, yeah, he sounded like a huge dork from my perspective. Huge dork, but
Oh wait, we didn't rate this.
yeah.
What do you want to give it?
I give it two secret gay relationship kisses out of 5.
Aww. I give this 1.25 teenagers getting decapitated out of 5.
Yeah, best part of the book was the long lost loves discovering each other again. That was the best part.
Honestly, I was like, so cute. I love them.
It was like all of a sudden just like I was puttering around doing whatever, and then just like, oh, and they're kissing. They're kissing?
Yes.
Aw.
That's the only time in the book I was like,
What was your favorite book that we reviewed out of the whole year? What was your favorite book? The one that like really sticks out, and it's got to be like gut instinct pop out.
Maggie's Grave, number 1. Because that was the fastest I ever read a book. It was so awesome. Then it is The Reformatory by Tananarive Due because that gave me everything that I could want and like an awesome story. So I have 2. What about you?
Man, I it's a toss up between Letters to the Purple Satin Killer and Maggie's Grave, but also the Reformatory is really close in there too. Even though I didn't give it the super high review, that book had a lot of emotions and power in it, and like I feel like I could go back to it and get a lot more out of it. Um, so that's why I hold that book in high regard. It was our second review too.
Yeah, it was really heavy.
That was
It
a
was
really heavy one to go into. Like we, didn't really know what we're doing, so we're reviewing this book with like a lot of cultural significance, and so like it was hard for me to really embrace that.
Mhm.
But fun factor wise, Maggie's Grave was just like exactly what you want out of like a popcorn horror book. That like Clown in a Cornfield is a popcorn horror book that is just meh, very meh. Maggie's Grave, you can't put it down. Like you want to keep going because that's how fast the pace is, and that's how well written each one of those characters are, that you care about them very quickly.
Clown in a Cornfield, or the other poorly reviewed book that we've done is Incidents Around the House. Which one's better?
Oh God. Man, Incidents Around the House. I'll tell you this story I could get behind a lot more than I could Incidents Around the House. Incidents Around the House, I was like, this is so goddamn annoying to listen to or even read. Like, this is, God, if I have to hear the word dado ever again in my life, like, I am, bleh. Nah,
At least the monster was scary.
that's true.
But next month, we're going to read Last Days by Adam Neville. This has been on a lot of people's lists of being one of the scariest books. And after Clown in a Cornfield, I deserve that, I think.
Yeah,
So,
we all do.
yeah. So I hope it's good. I don't know. We will see when we check it out next month.
If it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. We're still rating and reviewing it. That's all that matters, because that's what makes this so fun. If it's bad, good. If it's good, good. It's still fun to just keep doing this for another 12 episodes.
Yes. And so for anyone who is watching this episode, if you enjoy it, share it with your friends. Tell your friends that we're reading Last Days, and go and get the book. And then so you can listen to our opinions and see if we're right or wrong, or if we're just dumb. And we'll have fun together. And if you have any recommendations, let us know, because that last recommendation turned into a really fun episode. So
I was gonna say, don't say. Hey, thank you for the recommendation. That's what matters. Thank
no,
you.
yeah, no, I appreciate it, because I honestly wouldn't have picked this book. And this was a really fun episode to record. So.
Yeah, exactly. If we like it or not, doesn't matter, because we will always appreciate a suggestion. That's you didn't write the book, whoever suggested it. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what was his name? Kyle? I'd love to give him a message and say thanks.
Yeah. Great taste, Kyle.
Now we can all go watch the movie and enjoy the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. We're all gonna watch the movie now.
Yeah. All right. Well, until next month.
All right. Peace, everybody.
Bye.